Tonight on Oregon Art Beat, it's a WPA work of art that's a piece of Oregon history. Art Beat was there to see the restoration of the Blue Ox glass mural at Timberline Lodge.
Funding for Oregon Art Beat provided by the James F. and Marion L. Miller Foundation, the Kinsman Foundation, and viewers like you. Thank you.
Good evening. Welcome to Oregon Art Beat. I'm pleased to welcome Tim Monacan as my co-host tonight.
Thanks, Jeff. It's great to be here with you.
Now, you may recognize Tim's voice from hearing him from time to time on OPB Radio's Morning Edition. Let's get started with tonight's first story.
You know, visitors to Timberline Lodge know that it's filled with wonderful craftsmanship and works of art that were created from the Works Progress Administration during the Great Depression.
Now, one of those works of art has just undergone a complete restoration. Casey Cowan introduces us to the man who got the job of saving the Blue Ox mural.
When we got to Gil Reynolds' studio, the glass pieces of the Blue Ox mural were laid out on a very long table. Gil had already spent nearly 3 months bringing the mural of Paul Bunyan and his ox, Blue, back to life.
It was originally built in 1938. It was a WPA project by Virginia Darce. She was a stained glass artist in Portland, and she did 3 murals. This was the larger of 3.
So why does this have to be restored? What condition was it in when you got to it?
This piece was on a wall. It was an exterior wall, and moisture had seeped through, and there was a lot of water damage. There was actually water dripping down the pieces as we were taking it apart.
Oh my gosh.
And pieces had worked loose. Some had fallen off. There was a lot of broken pieces that needed to be restored.
But first, the mural was photographed and every piece of glass carefully numbered. Then, to make sure it would go back up exactly right.
Before we took anything down, we needed a reference. So we took and made a texture rubbing. Actually, we made 2 of them, where we went through and just got the outline of each individual piece.
Gil had to replace many pieces of the original mural, sometimes because they were already damaged, and sometimes because each piece had been adhered to the wall with tar.
We wanted to get the tar off without breaking the glass. And what I found is if I heated the glass, I could soften the tar.
When a piece had to be completely replaced, however, it presented other challenges, matching the glass. Some of the original glass came from Europe, some from glass companies on the East Coast. The ones still in operation today searched for old stock that matched.
The hardest part was doing the exact match of the old glass, because I was so picky. In fact, my wife said a couple times that people aren't going to know. Well, I said I would know. You know, those are going to be up there a long time, and I wanted to be perfect.
On top of all that, Gil had to deal with the results of an earlier restoration.
The blue was a challenge because the blues were restored in 1976. They had Virginia come back up, and they had the same problem, some water damage. And she couldn't match the blue, so she replaced all of the blue, or almost all the blue, with a translucent glass that she painted white. We made a decision to go back to the original 1938 look and go with an opalescent glass.
Gil also had to use a technique Virginia employed in 1938, taking a piece of one-color glass and painting and firing a liquid enamel over the top to create a new color. It took Gil 60 attempts to match the purple in Paul Bunyan's checkered shirt. Virginia had put a color over red glass, but Gil couldn't figure it out.
And then I got a bit of insight where I soaked some in vinegar trying to get the water stains off. And the vinegar revealed that she was actually using a deep cobalt blue as her coloring.
Oh.
So that got me on the right path of solving the mystery. But then it wasn't only having the right color, it's the right density and the right temperature. Because even if you have the same color, you fire it to 2 different temperatures, you get a different look.
Gil said he felt like a detective.
It was exciting. These are the type of, it was like a mystery, like solving a mystery of who done it. And I knew I could do it. I knew there were little clues along the way to kind of keep me on the right track. What we're doing here is just getting a nice, solid fit.
1 week after our visit, we joined Gil and crew, which included his wife Carmen, up at Timberline Lodge as they reinstalled the mural in the Blue Ox bar.
The whole thing it's been scary. It's gone together so smoothly. Everything is just fit. Minimal grinding on a couple pieces where we had to compensate for variations in the wall texture. But it's just, it's like it was planned.
That is, until Paul Bunyan's face went up.
Here we've got a problem. I can see the hatching in the background. You see that? When I first started laying up the small pieces, I found some paper that we use for ceramic tiles. It's like an open weave paper. And I glued the pieces to that to hold everything in position. Later I found this clear mosaic tape that goes on the surface. So I did the rest of the project with mosaic tape. When we put this up there, the mortar allowed us to see the pattern of that paper, that crisscross pattern, through the glass. It's kind of a ghost pattern. And that wasn't acceptable.
A careful removal and cleaning.
Take two. All right, Paul.
And the face, now minus the hatch marks, went back up.
That's no better. Look at that, no lines. Much better, much better.
It took 2 years for the 3 original glass murals to be made and installed. Gil was given only 3 months to remove, restore, and replace the largest one. Artist Virginia Darce's name remains. Gil will have no such credit, but that's okay.
It's not about that. It's about knowing that this piece is it's a piece of Oregon history. It's a piece of American history. It's a very significant piece of art. And I'm honored to have the opportunity to be part of that.
You can now see the beautifully restored mural at the Blue Ox Bar at Timberline Lodge. The Forest Service redid the walls, so there shouldn't be any more problems with leaking water. Gil and his wife Carmen are not full-time restorers, by the way. They are both fused glass artists in their own right, and they have a business teaching fused glass and selling materials. Visit them at their website, fusionheadquarters.com.